Welcome back to EndZone. We've got a great show for you. We'll check in our game of the week between Columbus and Lake Cormorant. Tupelo, another Tennessee opponent in Houston. How will the Golden Wave fare on their quest to go back-to-back? And then we will head out finally to Knoxville County and West Point. Another great matchup there between a 3A and 5A school. We got plenty more coming up on EndZone. Stick with us.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show with Carlo Barone and Avery Cameron is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota, Fastnet, powered by Ford County, and Clark Beverage Group.
Welcome into EndZone Week 3. I can't believe it's already Week 3 of the high school football season. It's had plenty of a great slate of games so far. We got some shocking finals that we will share with you guys tonight, but we both had our games. What have you noticed through, the first impressions of Week 3 for you, Avery?
Yeah, first impressions of Week 3. It's a little bit slower, I feel like. Everybody started real strong, and now I feel like we're kind of settling in, slowing down a little bit, so that's super interesting to see, and, these scores are showing it.
Yeah, I was at Columbus, I was at Knoxville County and West Point, and that was a great first half, and we've got a crazy ending to that one as well. We will get to that, all that in a minute, but yeah, Week 3, people are settled in. Teams are starting to figure out kind of their identity of what they want to do and how they want to operate this season. So, we've got a great slate of highlights to start here, and we'll start with our game of the week between Columbus and Lake Cormorant.
For sure. All right, Columbus and Lake Cormorant. Like I was saying, started a little bit slow. We did get some points on the board eventually, but it took them a minute to get there, I'm not going to lie. So let's see what we have.
The WCBI EndZone Game of the Week, presented by Carl Hogan Toyota.
Game of the week. This was a 2025 4Runner, which I loved it. I thought it was so fun, so sporty, super smooth. I just thought the interior looked great, the exterior looked great. Got me from point A to point B all the way to point C, and finally to Columbus, where game of the week, Columbus, they're looking to turn things around. A slow start, big first down right there. Bert Sparks moving again. They didn't stop from trying. I said they started slow. They didn't get a touchdown in that first quarter, but another big first down right here from Demario Lathan. Here we go. First touchdown, finally. They put the first score on the board for them tonight. This is Bert Sparks, not our, I don't know what his title is. But anyways, final score, 42-14, Lake Cormorant. Columbus falls to 1-2.
And heading up to Tupelo in Houston, another Tennessee opponent. We'll start in the first quarter here. The Golden Wave blocked the punt. That's the Jayleron McCoy, the Florida commit, showing every reason why he was named a 4-star. And then you've got, of course, you have J.J. Hill, but don't forget they've got a loaded backfield, and the Golden Wave are back in the end zone if they try to get this season off to a 3-0 start. That's a way to do it. You got the stadium lights going, you got the cheerleaders cheering, and you got an early score for the Golden Wave on the board. Moving now to later in the half, Tupelo would easily win this one as we only have the punt block and the other thing, but clearly it was enough. See, the final score in this one being 45-7. They move to 3-0 on the season as they try to continue their state championship, or trying to defend their state championship. And speaking of teams making it to the state championship last year, Grenada handling Callaway very easily tonight. A clean 28-0 final there, 4 touchdowns on the board, and a shutout. Not more much you would want as a coach there. So nice win for Grenada. Moving to Oxford and Lafayette. Lane Kivens, his son on Oxford, and they clearly win this one. 83 points in that game. That'd be a fun one to watch. 63-20 final, Oxford over Lafayette, the Commodores, dropping their Week 3 game. We'll next move out to Starkville and Meridian.
And now we are going to take Friday night at the Ray Wildcats hosting Starkville, looking to make it 2 straight wins. Tough going early for the Wildcats, but Tyler Calvert on the keeper fights right up the middle until he finds the end zone. PAT makes it 20-0 Yellow Jackets. But the Wildcats not down yet. Quarterback Cordarian Wilson evades the pressure and finds Christian Sieber over the middle. He's able to push forward before And then after some penalty back and forth, Wilson again slips the pressure and hits a wide open Santrell Scott for the touchdown. No good. And now the deficit is to 14. And nearing the half, the Yellow Jackets are threatening again, but the Wildcat defense gets the big sack for the loss of yards to ensure that they would go up to the half, trailing 20-6. Unfortunately, the Cats were unable to claw their way back, and they fall to 44-6 to Starkville.
What a rebound win for John Carr and Starkville. They needed that after last week. And looking at some scores here, Houston, this one in being the Mississippi Houston, they're falling to Corinth. Corinth getting that 40-point win over Houston, 52-12. We'll next move out to Knoxville and West Point. I was at this game. Battle of two of the best coaches in the state, Brett Morgan and Teddy Young. This is a great one. First drive of the game. Quentin Thompson goes over to the right side and punches it in from a yard out. West Point strikes first. Statement on that one. And a little dance there at the end of celebration, but how will the Tigers respond? The home team here. First play from scrimmage. Ladarian Mosley, how many times are you going to say his name? He makes a few men miss there. He's going to rush it up all the way to midfield. What a great run to start that drive. That Tigers faithful enjoying runs like that as they want to get back in this one. But just don't even look. A few plays later, Jakeem Goodwin is going to throw the fade route to Christian Glenn. He makes the catch on the sideline. What a grab. What a way to hold on to that ball. They would miss the PAT, though. They'd be down 7-6. But don't look now because the Tigers would get the stop on fourth down and get off the field. West Point would be short of the line of gain. The next play on offense for the Tigers. Jane Taylor makes the catch down the sideline. First down, signaling it right before the halftime. Final seconds here. Goodwin's going to drop back and find Ladarius Mosley up the middle. The running back trucks a few people and gets into the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. They would lead 14-7 at half, but they would lose a heartbreaker in overtime to West Point as the Green Wave start the season off 3-0. West Point wins it 27-20. And more coming at you. We got an update in highlights from Moorville, South Pontotoc. And then we head out to Amory and Saltillo. How will that one go down? And finally, we've got Caledonia and Lamar. Stick around. We've got plenty more coming up on EndZone. Next, we head out to Moorville. They're hosting South Pontotoc. The band playing, and the game is flowing. Troopers here going to get tackled in the backfield by South Pontotoc. Plenty of fans making the trip there to Moorville. South Pontotoc now in offense now. Going to make the toss to the right. You dropped the ball there, buddy. You can't drop the baby. And Moorville would get the recovery. They're back on offense, and they're in the red zone. Moorville right up the gut. Going to break a few tackles. You got to get into the end zone. Now you're going to go down right up to our cameraman. Points, hey, I can score touchdowns. The Troopers really trooping it tonight. They're going to battle there. And Moorville would get the win in this one. The final. Excuse me, we don't really have a final from that game yet, but we have a final from this one right here, as that Louisville, wow, I hope you guys took the over this one, nearly 100 points. Louisville beating Holmes County Central, showing the boys at Jackson how it's done up north. Louisville getting the win 53-45. North Pontotoc, and I'm talking about making a statement here. I mean, that's one way to do it. Last week, we had a big score, and I said the same thing, but North Pontotoc getting the victory over Alcorn Central, 55-0. And Itawamba, New Albany, a barn burner here. Hope you liked the close game here. New Albany getting the victory, 38-35 over Itawamba.
Heading over to Amory and Saltillo tonight. Tigers are first going to start on offense right here with KJ Robbins with a good carry right there, making it not all the way, but inching away. Lots of people there cheering, bands playing. Saltillo forced to punt, and the Panthers block it actually and set themselves up with a great field position here. Now, 2nd and 10 coming up right here. QB Trayson Crump looks downfield, finds Javen Ezell for the touchdown, and the Panthers strike first. The extra point, however, is going to be blocked right here.
What a play.
Wow. I've seen a lot of those this week, actually. And the score remains 6-0 Amory. The final score, don't have it yet.
And looking at Choctaw County and Hernando, wow. Chargers getting their first loss of the season, traveling up north to that suburb of Memphis. Hernando getting a 3-point victory over the defending state champions, That'd be quite a game there. And now moving out to Caledonia, hosting Lamar. We will start in the second quarter. Lamar is down 9-7. Sullivan Reed now back to pass. Gonna find a wide open Jalen Trotter. 34 yards on the touchdown reception. PAT good. Raiders now up 14-9. Caledonia's turn now. Off of the toss pitch, Cohen Clark gonna get the ball. He's gonna break a few tackles, and he's gonna rush down the sideline. Gonna be tackled just inside the 45-yard line, near the 35. We'll move to just a few plays later on. Off of the fake, Court gets the ball again. He's going to cut back. He's going to break more tackles, and he's just going to carry everybody into the end zone. He scores on the 13-yard touchdown run. PAT would no good. Caledonia would lead 15-14 at the half, and Lamar would go on. Wow, that's a big second half there from Lamar, but Lamar would go on to beat the Cavaliers 55-15. And looking at some more scores, Boonville getting their first win of the season.
Blue Devils
getting it done early. They win 45-20 in that one.
Coming up, Hamilton and Nanawoya. Gonna start early for Hamilton right here. DJ Fields gets the ball inside and has a nice run down inside the 5-yard line. Coach talking to him about that. Later on, Justin Verner with the quarterback sneaker up the scores. Point is good. Lions up 7-0. Nanawoya's turn now. Quarterback Sanjay Hickman on the quarterback keeper. Makes a nice move, breaks the tackle, and he's gone 53 yards to the house.
Wow.
Tied game at 7 after this right here. Really, really good right there. Lions back on offense, third down. Verner back to pass, and he's sacked by the Warriors defense. Game would be tied 7-7 after the first quarter, and the final score would be 35-47 Hamilton.
And looking at more scores and more highlights, we've got highlights from Okolona and Shannon coming up. Columbus Christian and Russell Christian, and then we head over the state line. Gordon and Winfield and a little bit more Alabama scores and highlights when we come back on EndZone. Heading out to Okolona, hosting the bigger school right up Highway 245, the Shannon Red Raiders. Late second quarter, Shannon's going to extend the lead to 28-6 on this run by Braylon Deans. Chieftains now back on offense as O'Marion Woodrow is going to try to go outside. Can't really find much room there. Pushed out of bounds. Okolona forced to punt here. Now, Red Raiders back on offense. Braylon Collins. Nice sweep for the big gain, but Shannon unable to punch it in on that run. But it's okay because they get the ball back. Their other quarterback, we've got two quarterbacks this one. Deshaun Clifton heaves it deep, and it is caught for the touchdown. What a throw and catch that will be on our top 5 plays. And Shannon gets a top 5 win over the guys just up the road, 41-6 the final. And looking at some scores, we got a few now this season. Water Valley they know how to score points up there, let me tell you folks. 65-6 over Coffeyville. That is a great win there. Blowout game there, but nice win for Water Valley. We got a lot of scores here coming up. Eupora getting the victory over Ethel. 30-point victory. Eupora wins that one 44-14. They move to, I believe, 3-0 on the season. Now, Hatley getting a shutout win over Mantachi. You know, that Mantachi defense has been pretty.
They've been on fire.
They have been,
I was
but
pulling for them.
they ran into Hatley tonight. So that's a tough win, but they will bounce back. Hatley gets the win 37-0.
Good for Seth.
And Calhoun City remains undefeated as they are on that quest to get that championship back in 1A. Calhoun City, MD Jennings get the victory over Winona, which keep in mind, guys, bigger school there. That's a crazy victory. They win it 42-33. East Webster rebounding after a tough week last week. They get a 40-point victory over Biggersville. Biggersville needed a little bit bigger of a score there to compete with East Webster, but they're not able to get it. East Webster getting the victory 54-14. TCPS and Harding Academy going out into some 1A action here. Harding Academy shutting down TCPS in Trent Hammond's offense there. Harding Academy getting the 14-point victory 20-6. And Knox Pater getting a shutout victory. We've seen a few shutouts here at Avery. With some good defense playing on one side, and the other side, not so much. But Knox Pater is on the winning side tonight, and they win this one 27-0. And Strayhorn and Smithville, Smithville loses to Strayhorn. Strayhorn gets the road victory over Smithville 33-14. And now some Thursday night action. Victory Christian over in Faith Christian Homeschool Academy. On the kickoff return here, Maddox Baylock. He's going to find a crease, makes a move, goes up near midfield, set them up, but they couldn't get anything going on offense. They'll now turn it over. Eagles on defense now. Jacob Horton comes out of nowhere and gets the tackle for loss. What a play to make that tackle in the backfield, 5-yard loss. Coach Chris Ham trying to get his guys going. Back on offense now. Quarterback Brody Jacobs on the run here. Going to complete it to Maddox for the nice gain. Difficult throw in the catch, but they made that one look easy. You heard these names again. Jacobs finds Baylock again for the first down, but their offense couldn't get anything going. They dropped to 0-2, and they lose this one to the homeschool, to Faith Christian Homeschool Academy. A lot of words there, 66-0. And looking now,
Columbus Christian, here we are, picking it up in the third. Handoff right here. It's going to be Amon Hill. Won't be the first time you hear his name. Running it all the way down the field. CCA up 42-28, heading into the final quarter here. Little handshake. They did this every time. It was great.
That was practice before.
All right, Amon Hill again. Doesn't have to run as far this time. Early in the fourth, racking up the touchdowns for himself and for his team. Looks like the exact same play, but I promise you it's not. He does it yet again, just changing the distance a little bit each time. Going to dodge that late hit right there. Getting the job done. Columbus Christian, they love the two-point convergence tonight. I was out there, Carlo, and they did it almost every time.
Yeah, Marcus Davidson's got his guys rolling.
Got it done. 56-36, Columbus Christian.
You look at the final there, 56-36. Nice win for Marcus Davison and company. Now looking at another nice win, we've got Oak Hill Academy there in West Point. They're getting the victory over North Delta, 40-8. And now we've really gotten some academy action. Starkville Academy off to a hot start to this season. They go down to East Rankin, and they get that road victory. A few hours south, representing the north here. They win that one 28-13. Wynota Christian and Leak Academy. How about this one, guys? Leak Academy getting the victory over Wynota Christian. A clean game of, it seems like only touchdowns in this one. They win that one 35-7. Winston Academy and Wayne Academy. Winston Academy not off to the best start here, but they will rebound in the coming weeks. Wayne Academy getting the home victory over Winston Academy 38-13. And heading out to Gordo, the other Green Wave in our rip-off Green Bay Packers here. They're hosting Winfield here. Winfield Pirates get the sack on Gordo's offense. Not a good start for Chris Chambliss and company, but we'll see how they rebound. Gordo, number nine, Ford Hedwick gets the first down on 3rd and short. We'll keep the chains moving. He's got a whole pile of those Green Wave offensive linemen pushing him forward. Now Blaine Bowen is going to drop back here for Winfield. He's going to throw it deep, and it is caught. Excuse me, it's actually, they get the stop on 3rd down. Excuse me, I was wrong. Gordo now trying to get the playoff here, but they're going to get sacked. Nowhere to go. That pockets collapsed early, and they were in trouble. Now Gordo, Ryder Robinson, going to get tackled for loss by Winfield. Just not a great night for Gordo's offense. They are unable to come away with the points on that drive, but they're actually able to come away with the victory. Chris Chambliss now moves to 4-0 as head coach of Gordo, winning 35-21. And we've got some more Alabama action. Pickens County in Lynn. We'll start with Pickens County on offense now. MJ Billups is going to roll out to his left, throws on the run. Short pass is caught and gets out of bounds for the first down. Let's keep that chain gain moving. They got 2 legs. Let's use them. Pickens County now, MJ Billups again. He's going to drop back, and he's going to roll out again. He's going to roll out, and he's going to find a receiver near the goal line. He will not get there, but he will get really, really close. They just a few plays away. Billups, I've said his name now 2 plays in a row. He might as well finish off the drive. He gets in for the touchdown. Pickens County would be down 1. At that point, they'd be down 14-13. The Lynn Bears back on offense here. or they will be in a sec. Here we are. Lynn Bears back on offense, and they get sacked right before the half by that Pickens County defense, and Pickens County would get the victory. They lose 34-25.
Moving on to Aliceville and Sipsey Valley. Aliceville up 7-0 in the first quarter. Next drive, Sipsey's in the end zone here. Isaiah Bennett takes this to tie the game right now. Sevens. Aliceville on offense now. Quarterback Quaylen Glass takes off from midfield and scores. He's going to make that all the way down there. Now we're going to switch over back to Sipsey on offense right here. Bennett takes the handoff again. He's been a highlight machine right now this year for Sipsey. He's having a great year. Sipsey Valley led 21-12 at halftime, and then they would go on to finish this game. We're not finished yet, actually. We're going to drop back pass deep right here. No final score either.
Oh, he made that catch though, right? Right
that's
right as the video ended. But yeah, Sologit now continuing or finalizing our Alabama score here. Sologit getting the win over Greene County, 32-14. And finally, for our last score update of the evening, our 46th game we've reviewed tonight, Marion County getting the road victory over South Lamar, 38-34.
Wow.
That was a lot thrown at you guys,
on, yeah.
I will say. But a lot of great wins and some great defense we saw tonight with multiple shutouts. But Avery, I want to ask you, talking about these games, you were at both those Columbus games. What did you see from both the Falcons and from Marcus Davison's Columbus Christian team?
Yeah, I know I've said it multiple times, but Barron Simpson's team, they started real slow. And, I talked to him this week, and basically he told me that they were going to have to stop their run game to win this game, and I can't confidently say that they did that. So I think they obviously still have a lot to work on. I don't think we should completely shut them out, but they do have a lot to work on. Now, flipping to the academy side of things, Columbus Christian looked great. They were having fun out there, 8-man football, lots of high scores, and Amon Hill does it every single time. So they were looking good.
Yeah, and I want to head out to Hamilton and Nanawoya for our Fastnet speed play of the night. Hamilton getting the victory over Nanawoya. And that result in that game actually was our Fastnet Speed Play of the night.
The Fastnet Speed Play, brought to you by Fastnet, powered by 4 County. Fast, affordable internet service from the people you know.
Yeah, Hamilton getting the victory there. Nice win for Justin Verner and them. It's been up and down season for the Lions, but they were able to get it done. And we also got our end zone done. We'll see you guys next week.
WCBI Sports EndZone Show with Carlo Barone and Avery Cameron is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota, Fastnet, powered by 4 County, and Clark Beverage Group.